It's the Cable
So the cards that I see as first pickable in this pack are Reanimate and Grizzlebrand. Maybe Force Negation if you like have a real penchant for blue stuff. But I'm gonna take the Grizzlebrand here. I have a little bit higher than Reanimate. Reanimate you can play in like fair decks, and sometimes it's fine there, but it's not like a premium pick in those decks, right? You want your first pick to be a first pick. And Grizzlebrand, like whatever deck you have your Grizzlebrand in, it's going to be first pick worthy, whether it's like a Sneak Attack deck or a Reanimator deck or what have you. It's a bummer to ship a Reanimate when you're taking Grizzlebrand for pack 1, pick 1, but I'll get over it. And I'm going to take Grief here over Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis can be like kind of clunky, very powerful, but like also kind of clunky to set up and such. Plays really well with like Vamp Tutor and Imperial Seal. Grief, however, when you're drawing your cards with the Grizzlebrand, it's like, yeah, Grief you. Nice to have some free interactions, so you can disrupt them on the Grizzlebrand turn. What difficulty do I jam in Chandelar? So what I found with the version of Chandelar that I have is when I up the difficulty too much, the game becomes really tedious. You get bogged down in mandatory fights like every few seconds, and it becomes unplayable. And part of that is because like movement speed for everything is sped up on the version that I've got working. So that might be different on other versions of Chandelar, but I found that like the second difficulty is as high as I can put it, and like have the game still be a playable thing. It's weird with Chandelar because there's like a bunch of different versions out there that people have jury-rigged to get working on modern machines. I'm gonna grab this Emperor Bones. I saw it on a friend's client recently, and it was working like buttery smooth, and I was like, oh man, I want to get that version. Well, Reanimator appears to be working. Let's grab a little Bloodstained Mire here. Yo, what up? Hey, Hippo. Yeah, King Rob, I can see that. I was getting out of the early game, but then like in the mid game, just like being trapped in mandatory fights every few steps was really unpleasant. Just more enemies spawning, because that's like my least favorite part of the game is when you're like trying to get from point A to point B, and you've got a bunch of like worthless fights in the middle that don't really have any tension, and you just feel like kind of trapped. It feels like filling out paperwork, which a game shouldn't, right? I love Chandelar. There's a lot of good stuff going on with it, but it's clearly not a modern game. Think about the Verge. I don't think we're going to be in a spot to do Instant Speed Reanimator. So we would, if we took Ulamog, we'd only play it if we ended up with like Sneak Attack 2 maybe. Zagoth Triumph could work if we end up blue-black. Yeah, not huge on Wishclaw. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Crow's Tongue, these 83 months there. Much months. I do, King Rob, yeah. Waldantic says that some indie dev should just steal all the good stuff in Chandelar and make a better game off the design. Somebody did that. I can't remember what it's called. I started trying to make it work on my computer, but I didn't go very far. It's not with, like, licensed Wizards IP is the issue with it. So I'm not sure if it's even something that I could stream if I got it working. Try to keep a good working relationship with Wizards of the Coast, of course. Current Nightmare, maybe. Hey, Hypothetical Hippo, thanks to the sod, thanks for 43 months there. Oh, shit, what up? Congrats on hitting month 43 of the year of streaming. That's what that number means. Yeah, that's probably what it means. Could see backdooring into Apprentice combo. Wishclaw would be okay there. Hey, that's a good sign, huh? Well, we passed that early Reanimate, and then the Metamorphosis came back. That is a good sign. What we're missing right now is disruption, like removal and such. I say looking at this Vindicate. I don't think I want to play white cards. I'll take Preacher as a sideboard card. You enjoyed the game last night? Do I think I might follow it up with it next week? Oh, you're talking about Look Outside? That is the plan, yep. I am fully hooked on the story that is unfolding. We just unlocked a whole bunch of cool shit, including like an entire level. And every time I unlock a new level, it's like the new level is as large as the rest of the game that I've already explored. So I imagine I'm only like half or a third of the way through. I've heard that you could play the game in like 10 hours, but I'm like 8 hours in and I feel like I'm not very far. I've been doing a lot of exploring though. Yeah, the only parts I didn't like about that game were, so like there's a few maps where when you get to the edge, it just like loops back around and then you start at the beginning of the map again. And if you get lost or disoriented, hello Black Lotus. If you get lost or disoriented, it's very easy to just, you know, lose where you're going, lose where you came from, run around aimlessly for a while. Because there's no map or anything, right? Like, because it's looping around. My only issue with that game... Yeah, not really much here that I'm interested in a potential wheel for either. The looping was real bad in that last dungeon. Yeah, just the outside area. The outside area was like... They like intended it to be like to give you like this atmosphere of a battlefield, right, and make it be this like large thing. And then I just got lost and felt trapped in, in their weird little mini game that I found out I didn't actually care about. And when I started that level, I started by like taking every single fight and stuff. And if I had known how advanced and epic the level was going to be, I think I would have not done that. Anyway. I'm getting lost in the sauce here, and we're drafting a Magic Cube deck. Getting drafted some Magic the Gathering. We got a fucking banger of a start. We got a Grizzlebrand to reanimate, and we got a Black Lotus to do it really quick like. Library of Alexandria is typically very good in Reanimator because you can overfill your hand and bin, something I really enjoy doing. There's a Hull Breacher here, which I don't really want to play against, and would also enjoy having in my deck. So maybe I'm just supposed to grab it. Close, huh? Yeah, at the end of the day, I would rather face somebody who has the Library of Alexandria in their deck than a Hull Reacher in their deck when I'm trying to Grizzlebrand people. So I'm just going to snag that. Worst case scenario, it's like a Creature Dissect Recurring Nightmare, right? Maybe not that bad here. The Mind Twist is kind of interesting. Badlands kind of interesting. If we see a Faithless Looting, I might like really regret passing Badlands. Twist it up. What night did I end on? Oh, of the, oh man, do I want a Lutri or a Baleful Mastery? Or a Jace, huh? Jace is a good looter. Yeah, let's just be blue-black. Nice, Sewers. Love a good Sewers. Memory Lapse would be great, but, like, Sewers is so good in Reanimator, right? That little bit of filtering, and sometimes he just, like, turns into Entomb. I think we, in Look Outside, I think we ended on like night 5 or 6 or something like that. The first couple of days, I just like killed time playing video games and like only explored like my base level. And then the last couple of days, I was just like exploring whole giant levels, and maybe there were a couple of things that could have split up better. Time management in that game is like crazy because you just want to... If you're trying to, like, make sure that you last till day 15, you really just want to explore, like, X amount of time. However much time you want to explore, however much time it takes to, like, eat up to where you can go to sleep and get to the next day, right? But the interesting part of the game is, like, unraveling the mystery and solving everything, so you end up spending way more time than you'd think. I don't want to put a Nadu in here, do I? I don't think I want a Nadu in here. I might take the Mortuary anyway. I might just want another Surveil land. Well, there's a Chain of Smog. Looks like we got a backup plan. I don't play the Fatal Push. Feels like we're the only like real black drafter, huh? Because the Fatal Push was the only black card that we passed in that pack. Yeah, so I'm not sure how good of a marker Knights are for how far you are in that game. Because one thing you can do in the game is just like play a lot of video games to eat up time, eat up days. And the more that you explore, the more like video games and stuff you discover. So it kind of feels like near the end of the game, you might be able to kill the last few days just like sitting inside and playing games and stuff. Anyway, sorry for the long look outside tangent. I just played that game for like 8 hours last night though. It was a blast. It was a fun ass stream. Had a great time. Really cool graphics too, and character designs. The premise for the game, I know I just like apologize for going off on a tangent, but I think I am going to stream this Friday next week too. So it kind of makes sense to plug it a little bit here. The premise for the game is that you are trapped inside your apartment building, and everybody that actually looks outside the window gets their like brain zapped and their body zapped by whatever's going on out there. So you're going through this apartment building, and there's all these like mutant freaks that you're running into, and some of them have gone crazy and they're attacking you, and others are like still lucid and ask for help or help you out. A little Mox, huh? A little Moxie Woxie. I feel like this draft is going well. So it's like a survival sort of like RPG thing. I like a Tameo. I think Tameo fits here. That Bayou will probably wheel. Don't look outside. No, the game's called Look Outside. When I and it gives you the option to look outside your window when you first load up, and if you do that, like you get this cool pixel art animation of like your face fucking melting off and your eyes like exploding out of your head. I kind of want the time spiral to pair with Hull Breach, but I'm gonna take the Delta. Who can say no to such good mana, huh? Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Our mana's already pretty solid. A draw 7 would just give me like another combo sort of thing. It's kind of hard for us to get to 6 mana. I guess we have a Black Lotus. Man, I want them both. I think I like Malevolent Rumble over these other options, over Liliana and Show and Tell. If I had another thing to cheat out, if I had a couple more big fatties, then Show and Tell would be good. Plan B. Rumble's really good. I am indeed having a good day. Thank you, Decorai. So Scrapwork Mutt's pretty good with the Recurring Nightmare. I just want Tar Pit here. Oh, Brainstorm flips Tameo just immediately. That's kind of sweet. Makes me wish I had that Polluted Delta, huh? One more shuffle effect. I think I'm grabbing Crab as another thing worth reanimating, but I'm thinking about the currency converter. We don't currently have many ways to bin, right? It's like just Jace. That's not a lot of ways. Malevolent Rumble could get lucky with. Yeah, I think I actually need the currency converter as much as I want the Crab here. Shinobi's fun. We do have a Tameo. I guess I want Luris Black Lotus, huh? We actually have a lot of 2s that are good to rebuy too. Jace and Witherbloom Apprentice and Emperor Bones. A lot of gas in there. Yeah, currently I'm regretting taking the Time Spiral over Polluted Delta. I'm going to end up having to make some cuts anyway. But if I do Hull Breach or somebody, I'll feel really good about that pick. We can get Dam out of there. It's another discard outlet. That better Triumph. Nice. You didn't grab my wheel just because black's been pretty open. I could see that. Currently, we need like 3 cuts. I think I'm not playing Noble. One of my viewers said that they pulled their lands off to the side, like how I do, to do 2 counts and stuff, and then they forgot to add their duels back in. And now they no longer do this. I've never done that. Like, how do you even? Digging the tunes. Yeah, these 4 tracks have all been by Star Systems. Some nice proggy goodness. Metamorphosis Fanatic plays pretty well with Recurring Nightmare. It might be worth reanimating on its own, even if it's just getting back like a 2-drop or something. Or Grief. We are low on reanimatables. I wonder if there's something to cutting the life death. I've been happy with Pillage of the Bog, but it could be a cut here. Or maybe I'll cut Wishclaw, Wishclaw I like for setting up the Chain of Smog combo, and I don't like it with any other card in my deck, so I think it's cuttable here. And then we just need one more cut. I kind of like the removal options, the Fatal Push, Bitter Triumph, Shielded's Edict. I think that's good. Shinobi's got a couple good ones to bounce. Grief has Menace, so it might get in there. Tamiya's got Flying. It's also, like, not embarrassing to reanimate. Like, there's a real threat of it connecting. You like Fanatic with the Brainstorm to put it on top. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Could even use the Brainstorm to set it up to play it, like, mid-combat on the opponent's turn. Draw into it with Converter or Jace or something. What's a Chain of Smog combo? Chain of Smog with either Witherbloom Apprentice, which drains the opponent out. You target yourself with the Smog and just copy it over and over. Or you make infinite 1/1s with Sedgemoor Witch. I think I want to keep the Pillage of the Bog. I think I like the selection. Let's take a look at our colors real quick. Sometimes that helps. Well, the Verge tabs are green first, right? Yeah. So we want like at least 10 black sources. And we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Beauty. And then for green, we only have like 3 green cards. But we still want like 6 or 7 green sources. We still want to play those cards consistently, right? One of them's a win con even. Looks like we have 7 green sources here. Nice. And then blue's the same, only we've got early cards for blue and Time Spiral. So 7 would be the minimum for blue, for me. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. I think I'm going to go down to 11 black and 8 blue. And I'm just going to jam this. Our colors are really good. Our counts are really good. We could use another, like, just total mana source, but Luris rebuys Black Lotus. Like, that's a pile of mana. Rumble can find lands. Currency Converters can spit out treasures. Our curve's not, like, super clunky or anything. I think we'll be alright. Opponent's on a Mold of 6. We're missing our green, but we do have a turn 1 Tameo, so. Cool. The Currency Converter means that I've got something to run out next turn when I play the Tar Pit. So I dig it. That could also give me some green mana. Oh, I can get Bayou untapped, so I should still play Tar Pit this turn. Yeah, take that 0. Oh shit, what up? Hey Triflin, thanks for giving us sob to Chips Ahoy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Congrats, Chips. Hell yeah. Thanks, Triflin. Is the opponent storming? They could be, huh? Thought Scour and Lotus Petal both make sense in Breach. Probably should have gotten the black-green Surveil land there. I think what I'm going to do here is flash in Hull Breacher on their end of turn. And then they'll either like counter or answer that or whatever. And then that'll tie up some of their mana. And then maybe I'll get to Mind Twist them. Do we just let this eat Tamiyo? We could flip the damn Tamiyo. We could also Bitter Triumph the Subtle Team. We got 2 lands and a Jace Wielder. Certainly looks like a Brain Freeze deck, right? If they're excited about playing Jace. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Chrome 36, thanks for the 69 months. Nice. Thinking if I tapped out for the Tar Pit and they had a removal spell, they might use that as a spot to kill a Hull Breacher, in which case the Metamorphosis would be reanimating it now. The Fair Chain of Smog. Turnabout Tendrils. Wow. Actual Factual Storm. We have 12 power here. Opponent needs something. I think the main thing in our sideboard for interaction is like Skydiver. It's going to be hard for us to cast Endurance. Terra Sunder is interesting, right? If we're right and they are on Breach, then Terra Sunder can hit the Breach and interrupt their combo. We just have to hold up that mana. What do you mean, a bit more? Not a Poke says Biscuits, Gravy, and Caleb. What a great morning. Hell yeah. That sounds like a dope as shit morning. Hexmaze can kill Jace if that's their only win con. Yeah, we saw Tendrils. I was like, I don't know about that plan. Chandelar during the downtime. Yeah. Yeah, we'll try it out. The people yearn for Chandelar. And the last time I streamed the Cube, I was like trying to multi-queue and my brain just like wasn't there for multi-queuing. I was just like wishing that I could focus on my matches and stuff. If I'm there for multi-queuing, then I'm there, you know? Just like hypering in it and stuff, that's fine. But trying to force myself doesn't make sense. And sitting there for like 10 minutes between rounds doesn't make sense. So yeah, the Chandelar idea seems like a good one. The more I thought about it, the more I thought it was worth trying. And who knows? Maybe we'll just have matches line up and won't even be doing it. Double queuing used to be so brutal. Double queuing used to be like kind of mandatory to be a Twitch streamer. Because before leagues, there was so much downtime. I think multi-queue is difficult to watch as a viewer. Yeah, I've heard that too. That some viewers find it difficult to follow everything. Which is a pretty big downside, huh? I want to grief them. Yeah, fuck it. Let's pitch this Mind Twist. I'm never gonna have mana for that, right? Probably should have let on the grief, but now we have more information. Oh yeah, let's get this borrower out of here. They could just like bounce the Jace and that'd be pretty sad. Nice. Already hit the land. Which is good because this Jace is flipping. I do like the Bitter Triumph hit stack. That's a very fast Jace flip. This the mill action from Jace could actually end up happening. I wonder if it could be a downside. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, target opponent mills 5 cards. They have mill win conditions in their deck. So I think if I'm gonna ult Jace, I want to like be sure that I kill them pretty quickly. Recurring Nightmare is interesting. We have that Grief in the bin. But we do know that they still have that lose focus. So I'm just going to pass. Just going to crack my clue token. Would you be crazy for Mind Twisting on turn 1? I think so. If you Mind Twist turn 1, you crack your Black Lotus to Mind Twist for 3 or whatever. It feels good, but then you don't have your second land drop lined up. Like, you don't even have a blue source to play the Tamiyo and the Jace. And this doesn't work very well, I don't think. I think I'm going to Liliana to bait out the lose focus. And then we still have mana to keep cracking clues. The Liliana Resolve, Oh, she what up? Hey, Catbeard, thanks up 58 months. Appreciate it. I'm just going to pass. Opponent's probably happy to let Liliana resolve because they've got like cards trapped in their hand that they want to trade for my cards that I can actually cast. Remanding their talisman back to their hand. That's cute. Hi, use Peacecraft. You're looking forward to the chandeliest of Lars between rounds? Nice. Now we have the mana up to pay for lose focus. It would have been nice to leave the turnabout in exile. But I thought this was better. I can see why they were happy to get the talisman back to their hand. I kind of still just want to take the Underworld Breach. Like, just take Breach and then uptick Liliana here. Well, they can play the Talisman, but they can't play anything else. They needed to, like, rip a white source. They could go Talisman into Council's Judgment. And prevent me from, like, continuing shredding their hand with Nightmare and such. Want a die roll? Mulling to 6 on the play. This looks good. Just gonna bin the Witch. And then hopefully Sewers finds me something to do, huh? Could use Sewers as a mill for Brainstorm. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Tar Pit. And then turn 2 Brainstorm, and then Sewers. The Sewers mill could be something. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Thanks for waiting for me while I was away getting this tea. We had a minute to kill anyway. Hope people are having a pleasant Saturday. No Chandelier. There's people, like, hoping for the Chandelier between rounds. It's just like not working out. I mean, that's a solution too, huh? Just having everything line up. Do I have a mat that I put down when I'm weeding my garden? Bending over messes with your back and you have more weeding to do today. No. So most of my garden is in raised beds, so I don't have to bend over. And I'm currently putting together another couple. I do have some like long rows, but they haven't gotten to the point where they need a lot of weeding yet. So currently not, but I could see that changing. I do recommend doing some stretching. Stretch your back out before you go out there. That shit helps. So I could mill the Rumble, which I currently don't have a green source for, or I could mill the Shinobi with the hope of reanimating it at some point. Or I could mill my Swamp. I guess I'm going to mill the Rumble. Luris, truly vintage. Yeah, we have a Black Lotus to rebuy too. What's our Chandelar deck, chat? We haven't started up Chandelar yet. We haven't gotten there. We haven't had any dead time between rounds. I was hoping I would have something to Liliana Edict here. You could run out Luris with the hope that you get to attack in Shinobi, but there's a good chance they just pop the Luris and then we don't get any value out of it. The other line is to like just hold up Bitter Triumph here. And then when they crew the Copter, you can just kill it immediately so it doesn't get out of control. The loots don't get too crazy. Do most Chandelar decks turn into the same thing? Or is there a variety in the endgame? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of different build paths. I've done like 3 different completed Chandelar runs now. And it's like kind of fun to do different things at the end. So the first run I did, I maxed everything. So I had 4 Black Lotus, 4 Time Walk, 4 Ancestral Recall, all in like a 40 card deck, right? 4 Mox Sapphire, 4 Mox Jet, and then I was playing Underworld Connections or Underworld Dreams, whichever the old one is. It's like half of a shielded trigger. Every time they draw a card, they lose a life. And then my win condition was Time Twister, so just playing Twister over and over and over again. And then I found out that the final boss starts with like 2,000 health, so it took a bit of clicking, but we got there. And then the second run I did, I was doing a Mishra's Workshop deck. So I was playing like a bunch of like Lodestone Golems and stuff. Well, not Lodestone Golem. The old one, Juggernaut. Playing a bunch of Juggernauts and Sushis and beating down. And then the most recent one that I did, I basically tried to do the final boss as early as possible. And I ended up getting burned. I was playing like kind of like a control deck with like some counters and stuff. I think I was doing Merfolks. I was doing Merfolks as like a little self-imposed challenge. Lord of Atlantis and stuff. But I mean, Chandelar is like Magic, right? You don't have to build the same deck in Magic. You don't see everybody like bringing the same decks to tournaments. Kind of gotta let it attack. If you kill it before the attack trigger here, they would just crew the Copter, and that would be a huge bummer. So now they're gonna get a value planes for their efforts and their timing. Ooh. I don't like bidding the Tameo, but I think I want to run this out and then uptick Liliana. Hey, sup, Badagaboosh. You love how this is also a gardening chat now? Yeah, I've been ranting about my raised beds for the past however long. I'm not surprised. Get the occasional gardening question now. You don't know what you're more excited for, the Cube or the Chandelar? Yeah. If there ends up not being much downtime and we never like fire up Chandelar, I'll probably put a couple hours into it near the end of the stream. It seems like the people have spoken. The gamers crave. Oh, this is pretty bad. They get to clear the Shinobi and now they crew the Copter and that clears the Liliana, which leaves me with nothing. Don't like that. Hate that. I guess we smack him with a tar pit on our turn, unless we draw something interesting to do. Raised bed seems like good tank for back issues and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I've been enjoying them a lot. Oof, that is an awkward as shit card for them for it to be their last card. Ah, shit. Yeah, get the Luris back, but then Flage just clears the Luris. Another Power Glaive, so fucking 6/7. Yeah, Flage is so good. I think Flage is better in Cube than it is in Modern, even. It's really good in Modern. It's kind of underrated in Cube, because sometimes you see it lapping, because like people just don't want to commit to the color requirements, but... Man, eating this puts you just so close to dead, What happens if I get a recurring nightmare off the top? I don't want to sack a grief. Then I get back Luris, which is back Tameo, and then I lose all my things anyway. Yeah, I'm going to block here. Terra Sunder's got some nice hits against this particular opponent. So does Skydiver, I think what I'm going to do is cut the Hull Breacher Time Spiral combo. This is like hard for me to get up to 6 mana here, because their deck's so fast. And I should probably be bringing in like Preacher and Dam as well. Let's cut Mind Twist. Mind Twist seems kind of terrible against what they're doing. Bin your Flage. Yeah, that means I cut Grief. Like minus Grief plus Dam. The recurring nightmare gets a lot worse without Grief in here. Thanks, babe. I've just been gifted an awesome salad for lunch. Look at this. Look at this monster of a fucking salad. We got several different cheeses. We got shredded bacon on top of shredded chicken. It smells like there's some red wine vinegar and olive oil. Avocados, black pepper. A good ass salad right there. Alright, I'm just gonna leave the dam out. Oh, I need the dam. Yeah, I realized eventually it was 600 hours. It took me a bit. Don't you already have the correct number of cards? The Malevolent Rumble might find Black Lotus, which makes the Luris really good. I guess I'll leave it on top. You hate getting a salad and it's mostly iceberg? Oh yeah, that's not how we do things, for sure. We're both doing keto, so we're trying to max our leafy greens and our fatty foods. Hey, Black Lotus. Now, even if they answer this Luris, it's fine. It would be a new Chandelure run, Prince of Iowa. That all seems dope. Okie dokie. I feel like I could get their talisman on their side, but I kind of don't care about that. I'm just going to grab a Thari, so I don't get too surprised by it. Oh, you know what's good against them? Phantasmal Image. They got gobs of good creatures over there. Sorry, the music scroll was broken. I think I fixed it now. Oh, fun, Symbols of Mocha. Sounds like a pleasant day. What was I going to do? I was going to bring an image for something. Endurance for Flage. The double green on Endurance is very hard for us. Like, you almost need Black Lotus to cast it. I think Emperor Bones is my best answer to Flage. I'll cut Liliana. Color's really nice in this hand. Hell yeah. Gets you out of the house, touch some grass. Yeah, they've done studies where, like, the smell of fresh earth and stuff helps your brain process endorphins and shit. So for a lot of folks, you know, I mean, gardening literally makes us happy. I already played my land here. I'm going to hold on to the Chain of Smog. We have 2 cards that combo with it. I'm going to put back Life Death and the Wasteland Verge. Oh, I suppose I can't mire this turn, can I? I guess it didn't really matter what I put back with the Brainstorm. Maybe I was supposed to hold up with the Brains. Well, no, because I got the uptick with Tamiya this way. I was just thinking, like, maybe I was supposed to block and then Brainstorm. Could have been cute. Well, Lethari got exiled. Interesting. Really wanted to image the Lilia and get my own roll in, but this fit the mana curve a little bit better. That is a bummer. Did they miss Death Touch or something? Maybe they have a bolt to finish it off. Oh, the Lelia was going to go back to being regular sized without the walkers being able to activate and shrink it. Maybe they're assuming that I'll be able to answer their Clarion Conqueror. We are so back. Well-timed grief. I think I'm just going to image my preacher. I have 2 preachers. And the Tamiya could downtick to rebuy a thing here. I don't hate bringing back the Life Death, and then they just like clear the Tamiya, and then I grief them, I guess. I don't know. Hot diggity. I would love to hardcast Grief turn 1, but I think I need to get a Surveil blue land here so that my hand works. Sure. Chandelier with Grief. I mean, there's versions with a bunch of new cards in there. I could throw them back into the game. I've done some runs where it's like all boomer cards. Tempting. I'm just gonna hardcast the Grief. If we pitch cast it, then the Metamorphosis can reanimate it next turn. Is the real benefit? Pretty big benefit. All right. What is going on over there? Guess I'll take the Drowning. Is it legal to play Forge on stream? Oh, the knockoff Chandelier? I don't think so. I would worry about it anyway. Chandelier itself is abandonware, yeah. What's some damage? We have all this life link, though. I think it's going to be alright. It's almost getting to the point where I want to say yes. Milling 3 cards. We're at 20. Double block on the 4/4. Double block on the Grief. Interesting. Yeah, with them only at 5, and us getting a Witherbloom trigger, I have a pretty good chance of this Time Spiral just winning, right? Oh, there's the Chain of Smog. Well, that was a good game 1, huh? So we can do that again. They seem pretty value creature based. I probably want to bring that dam in. Liliana seems dope. Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Potty break. Potty for me. Let's see. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, dam over pillage. We can do that. Well, here we are in the finals of the of the 8-man. This is when we decide if we want to lose to an Inquisition of Kozilek or not. Officially not a coward stream. Island Pass. No duress block or no spell pierce blocks. No, we got stern scolded. No. GG. GG no ream. Plenty of ways to get Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. Gobs of discard outlets. If we'd been on the play, this would have been a winner. Turn 1 Liliana and Luris with a Black Lotus recursion. That Bitter Triumph can pop the Aether Spark. I think this is what I want to do. And Spell Pierce. I wonder if they had the option to Spell Pierce the Black Lotus and chose not to. That'd have been cold as shit. Luris was a good boy. You're not wrong. All right, already. Oh, you can tear us under the Aether Spark, right? Yeah, this should just be in. Let's play it over the dam. Almost like Image too. They're like weirdly creature heavy, but they're like low impact creatures. They're like little value creatures. I'm just gonna submit. Oh man, I was hoping for that first draw. Just the exact same draw, but on the play. Let's say it's sick though. We had a currency converter. Our best rip would be like Grief, so we could pitch the Shieldred's Edict, Grief them before running out Witherbloom. If you run out the Witherbloom Apprentice, it can't be like Stern Scolded. And if they kill it, we do have reanimation effects. There's a line where you like activate, like just run out the Malevolent Rumble here, and then next turn you can do the Apprentice plus Chain of Smog. Godless Shrine. How many colors they got in there? They're passing with all the mana up in the world, so the likelihood of this doing the thing is pretty low. Very good chance I should have simply edicted them and see if that... Oh shit, they're just dead. Nice. Yeah, maybe they had the Stern Scolding in hand instead of Spell Pierce. I was thinking if they had Spell Pierce, there's a good chance that they would actually counter the Rumble. So the Rumble was like kind of half bait. It plays into Daze, but we didn't see Daze out of them, right? We saw Spell Pierce, so like, just like a quick check. Do you have the Pierce for this thing? No, you don't want to Pierce this? Okay. Well, then there's a chance you don't have it. I'm just going to go for the win here. Nice. Nice little trophy, huh? Yeah, that deck ripped. All right. We are now in the queue, which means...